Yeah.
there's no downside to that,
Yeah.
right? That's how it should be.
Well, I
Yeah.
will say that upgrade financially, and a lot of time, and this is, I always say, this is a big thing. This is a big
Yeah.
thing. You will find women that they may upgrade to a person who is more ambitious. He's successful. Oh man, you're so much more smarter and stronger and successful and in shape and other than my other husband or whatever.
Yeah.
And they think they can still behave like they did with the guy who just wasn't
Yeah.
like that. Like,
That's true.
this guy is successful maybe because he wakes up, at 4 a.m. and he works until over her time, or
Yeah.
he's pays attention to his diet. It's like, wow, my last husband was 400 pounds. You're the skinniest husband that I've had. It's like, there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
doesn't just like, oh wow, you're strong. It's because of the time that's put in. So they may have certain expectations. That person who's an upgrade financially, he didn't up unless
That's
he's
a
just won the lottery, or he inherited a bunch of money from his parents.
that's a very good point, because lifestyle changes when money changes, whether you like it or not. So that you have to really, really think about that. That's a very good point for people to understand. Yeah. So like he relies on you to book the hotels for the vacation, and you go and have book a hotel at the Motel 6 or whatever, and he's like, "We're staying in this. Like, what? Are we supposed to be at the Ritz? What?" Like, you're like, "Well, what? I thought it was like you have to." That's a silly example, but in just day to day life, like you said, it's going to be a reality shock or a culture shock depending on how they function in their life. You know?
So that's the thing. More than likely, it's not just, even if you look at just upgrade financially, sometimes it's also an upgrade in lifestyle and mentality. So
Yeah.
the one thing that you may have to realize is that that person may have much higher expectations, and his disappointment might be higher for when you don't operate in a similar way, as far as waking up in the morning and having some ambition to yourself as well, to have some
Yeah.
goals and not just be a person who their life
Yeah.
is to sit and wait for you to come home or whatever, and
Yeah.
then that's when their day begins. Okay, now let's just, or they may be also busy too, to make that money. It may be a thing where he has to go and make it. He has to do certain things. Maybe he's on call. Maybe
Yeah.
he works long hours. So
Good
you got to
point.
look at that too. So upgrade financially in your lifestyle. You might have more things or whatever, but you may have less time. You may be under more scrutiny to actually match that same energy. So
Yeah.
you got to be careful with that.
Give a quick examples. Like, so you may be used to a lifestyle where, it's okay to leave dishes overnight or a couple days and get to them when you get to them. And, house may be dirty 1 or 2 or 3 days out the week. And you may get in a new situation where that husband comes home and sees dirty dishes in the sink. And he's like, yeah, I can't do this. I'm going to divorce you. Sorry. I don't live like this. So just pay attention to that. What about downgrading, marrying somebody that is not as financially off or well off as the woman is?
This is the most likely scenario that you'll be in if you've been married for a long time and then you get divorced. It's highly likely that you will downgrade financially to your lifestyle. It's the most likely one. So it's really the one that you should be prepared for. And if you do better in one of the other categories, then that's great. But the reason why is, like we said, that person who is, has been working financially, if he is single, the choices that he's going to be choosing from may likely be, younger and, other things than you might be at, in a little bit older age. But you have to be careful with lamenting and oh, woe is me, or oh, when I used to drive an X5.
Yeah.
I'm not used to this. I'm not used to living in an apartment. Well,
Yeah.
okay, well, you lost that opportunity. I used to have a
Yeah.
2-car garage. Whatever it might be, you can't drag that baggage into the relationship. And that's
Yeah.
part of understanding your new reality. Most likely, this will be your new reality. Doesn't necessarily mean you can't be happy, but know that that downgrade financially could possibly be an upgrade as far as your happiness is concerned. But it won't be if you drag those expectations and then you try to make the guy who already is a downgrade financially into a financial equal or superior to what you had.